Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me here in the showroom at Novitec today to take a look at their new Huracan EVO. Behind it you will also spot the insane 812 and Largo, but today we're going to be checking this out, the updated facelift version of the Huracan, their new kit and package of parts. We'll get the car fired up, take it outside, have a listen to it, and then go out on the roads to experience what it's like as well. The car looks insanely cool, has all of the new tech and features of the Huracan EVO. So let's crack on then and check this out. The first step then is to pull this car outside, so let's hear it coming into life. There we go. It's actually the stock exhaust, but still very loud inside the showroom here. I'm going to squeeze out just in front so I can hop out to see it emerging into the daylight. You'll notice it's got that new bonnet that was featured on the Huracan before, but all of these new components, for example, the carbon you see around the front, we'll go through it all in detail. The centre lock wheels with the 20 at the front, 21 inch at the rear. Around the back, we've got a fixed wing, the carbon fibre exhaust, tailpipes, and that whole carbon engine bay cover. We'll go through all of this in detail in a moment. But the Huracan EVO, I mean, it's a monster of a car, already significantly up on the previous generation. It shares the engine from the Performante, which means it has 640 horsepower, four-wheel drive, 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox. That's going to be parked up here alongside the Novitec Pista as well. And we've got my SLS Black tucked in just there, looking very cool. Ooh, that looks cool too back there. And the Ferrari SA Aperta inside for this car. Right, let's go through it in detail. Let's start right down at the front then. I mentioned about the bonnet. You've got the openings just here and also round towards the back of it, new replacement part. Down at the very front of the car, the EVO actually updated a number of things. It introduced this Y shape that you have carrying through every design detail on a Lamborghini pretty much, inside the headlights, through the interior. So you have that Y shape. This part has been replaced with carbon fibre. There's a new carbon fibre piece just around the outside as well, giving a bit more aggression out there. It also has a longer front splitter piece that's installed, sticking out slightly further forward, a little bit more downforce, while also looking the part as well. As we come round towards the side, new wheels, the 20 inch at the front, 21 at the rear. Now you can have the Huracan EVO from factory with centre lock. If you have the centre locks, you obviously need a replacement also with centre locks. That's available. This is the NL4 forged wheel, 20 front, 21 rear. This is the centre lock look, and I always get that wrong, tongue twisting on it. It looks like a centre lock, but it's a cap that you can remove. Cool wheel design though, again similar Y shapes looking the part. We've got carbon fibre mirror caps, we've got this replacement carbon fibre side skirt as well, the full piece with the intakes back here, more cooling that comes through. Around towards the back, let's start down here, carbon fibre diffuser, we've got the carbon exhaust tailpipes. Now the car can have an optional race exhaust system. It's not been fitted to this one at the moment, which will of course sound absolutely insane. Up top we've got the fixed rear wing mounted with the swan neck arms. Quite an interesting shape almost to it, with those extra parts, those extra mini flaps that you have around towards the side. And then we have this totally new engine cover, full replacement part, gives you a view of the Novitec V10, but looking very aggressive, quite like the Aventadors actually. Their design is quite Aventador-esque that it has over the back. What else do we have around the exterior? I guess that's most of the visual parts to the outside. This car is running the regular Huracan EVO V10, so like I said, 640 horsepower, still plenty when combined with four-wheel drive. This thing absolutely launches off the line. It is a total menace in that respect, I think we can say. Looks very, very cool. In fact, Huracan EVO, with a package like this, I would say looks better even than the Performante did before, which was the limited, more hardcore version of the original Huracan. So, I guess we're going to get it back into life and hop on board and head on out with this car to have a little ride on board it. Sounds good anyway. Imagine what that would sound like with the full Novitec exhaust. Anywho, let's climb on board the Huracan EVO to head on out where we will go and get a little experience of what this car is like. As I was saying about the outside, you've got all of these shapes, the hexagonals, those Y shapes, the door grab handle, even the door button, air conditioning vents, you see them everywhere. So, belt up. Screen here as well. Oh, we're in Corsa mode. In for a harsh ride, I know that one in advance. That means exhaust open, aggressive downshifts. Carbon caps over the mirror are cool. As is the dashboard with the lift system as well to help go on out. Cruise on. experience this, yes, I could say instantly it is a firm ride. You can spot the tips of the wing just sticking out over towards the end, the corners of the car. This is the thing with Lamborghinis, they can be, well, Huracans in particular, not necessarily the Aventador, they can be very, very comfortable cars for just cruising like this. You know, with the new infotainment, there's a lot of options, tech, systems, things that you might want out of it. But then it can also be a brutal weapon when you get on it and have some downshifts and things, with the window down, for example, which I'm sure we will get in a moment. Kids loving the Lamborghini. Absolutely. And in sport mode, when you get some of those cracks and burbles on the downshifts. But it does just change very, very chilled out, peacefully, calmly. You've got to love those downshifts. As we explore the countryside. V10, just what we like. We are now in Corsa mode, and I'm going to pop the window down ever so slightly. I always do it the wrong way, because we have a little tunnel to go through. Yes, that sounded good, and now we're heading out onto the Autobahn as well, in Corsa mode. De-restricted Autobahns in a Lamborghini Huracan EVO. This is probably going to be a little bit crazy, I would think. Where one has to like find a grab handle, anything to hold on to. Wow. Goodness, the sound. What an intoxicating sound. The pops and bangs going through the tunnel there. A little bit of traffic ahead, but this thing, well, it's pretty mental. I tell you the thing about Lamborghinis though, I always find the seats a little bit uncomfortable. The view behind, super cool. Looking back through the V10, yeah, not a bad place to be. Just if only the road was completely open up ahead of us. What else do we have around? It's all finished quite nicely inside here. All the new Alcantara pads. As I mentioned, those design touches you have around. Almost fighter jet style cockpit that you have for the window controls, lift system, traction, etc, etc. The lift up for the start button, which you can press through if you don't want to have to open that. All nice details and aspects of the car. So we can get some snaps out of it on the lift off. And I guess away we go. The fighter jet takes off. Followed up by one of those pops and cracks afterwards, sitting completely flat. Just a little bit of traffic and some logs on the truck in front. Not ideal, but hopefully we'll be able to make it around in a second. That sound is mental. And that's where it gets even better. What a noise. What a noise. The other thing that's so odd is how far ahead of you the glass goes when you've just got out of an SLS, which has a much straighter windscreen. In this case it goes right down towards the front scuttle, which is what gives the car that wedge shape when you're on the outside of it. Inside it feels like the dashboard just goes on forever. If you played that game of trying to accelerate and grab something on the dash, you'd have no chance of managing. A little bit of a tunnel, window down a touch. What a sound, what a sound. It's just such an amazing pitch, tone, symphony that these cars make. 5.2 litres, drive back, we've got the Cullinan Overdose and the Phantom outside. I'll just slot it next to the Pista back here. So cool. I am going to come around to show you inside the engine bay back here. So to do that, we do actually need to turn on the ignition. It's an electronic release. So if we just come through, lean through, turn that on for the moment. Down here, we have the button to open up the new engine bay cover, this full carbon fiber piece that has been installed by Novitec, where we can see inside there. And something interesting is definitely coming. That is an F8 Tributo. Now, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to actually film this, but that sounds amazing. That's clearly their exhaust system on it. Wow. Listen to that. The crack as well. I'm just gonna come down and ask in a moment if I'm allowed to share this with you guys. If you're watching it, that means it's okay. Wow. Sound of that. The 3.9 twin turbo V8 in the F8 is normally a much quieter sound. Now that echoed around the hills in an awesome, awesome way. That was a distraction and a half from where we were then. Checking out the V10 back here, mounted of course mid-rear engine. You've got 5.2 litre naturally aspirated V10, 640 horsepower, as I said, the engine from the Performante, the hardcore version of the predecessor, but this introduces so much more. The four-wheel steering, for example, the new updated infotainment, controls of your driving modes, configuration, that side of things. It's almost a bit of a no-brainer, really, that you'd kind of want to do this, even in my mind, over a Performante, because you've got the looks, but you've also got the upgraded tech. This is really a very appealing Lamborghini. It has to be said. Click that back down. Oh, it's coming back. Can hear it behind the trees. Look at that. Love those downshifts. What an awesome, awesome thing. I was just about to say, this is kind of, I think, the Lamborghini to buy right now. Top marks to Novitec, with the exhaust of course, to make it even louder. As the F8 comes through. Awesome, absolutely awesome. And of course we've got the Pista right here as well. The F8 has some of the learnings from the Pista on it, all incorporated. I feel like I'm surrounded by heaven right now with the different cars. And one of my favourites ever, the 599 SA Aperta. I think they made 130 or so of them. They were originally going to be 80, but they ended up making a few more. And this in Rosso Fuoco is one of the most stunning paint colours ever. That car is definitely on the dream list in the future. But we've got some pretty special stuff around then, don't we, right now? The Huracan EVO though, standing out. Great little experience to be able to take this in. And like I said, a really, really cool Lamborghini with those added touches that they've given it as well. I haven't actually mentioned, it's also sitting lower. It sits 3.5 centimeters lower than standard, which just enhances the appearance again overall and makes it that little bit more aggressive in how you see it, especially right now. Very, very nice. Well, as always, a huge thanks to the team here at Novitec for the opportunity to come by and have a visit. What a cool thing. And yeah, fantastic. So I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at this, coming along for the experience. I appreciate your support though, guys, but that is going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.